on.
See, people who have kids can't do that. So it depends on lifestyle.
Well, nobody's here, you know?
I understand that, but just to let you know,
Thank you.
it just varies a lot, right? So it's always, but it's definitely worth making some calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And someone told them that you were giving away $100 real estate.
Or free breakfast.
They might show up.
Maybe.
It's always about food, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, we are here to talk about making and receiving offers, which is really cool, part of our process, because this is the exciting part. This is the moment that you got into real estate for. Like, really? Yes, this is more exciting than closings, this is more exciting than anything else. When you've actually got somebody saying, let's write an offer, your adrenaline goes up, this is it, this is the moment you've been waiting for. So to me, I love it because it's this whole process of people are excited about making an offer, and then you make the offer and you figure it all out and you get it all done, and then you get negotiation, right, or you get accepted, but I mean, you're like this close to getting into escrow. It's just a really exciting moment. And when that deal gets accepted and you get to call your client that you have an accepted offer, oh my God, it's just like such a high. It's just really awesome. So this is the moment. This is what we get excited about, right? And then yes, of course, the closing. But the closing, believe it or not, is almost anticlimactic because you've gone for 60 days doing these inspections and doing this and reviewing that and having them sign this, and they got into a quibble and there's all this stuff, and they're happy to get into their home, but it's not the same as the excitement of writing the offer and getting into contract. Yeah, it's really amazing. This is it. So,
All right.
yeah. All right. So what we're going to do today is learn how to present offers when you represent a buyer, learn how to receive offers when you represent a seller, practice scripts you can use throughout both processes, and learn how to set the stage for a positive negotiation. And I've given you a copy of our purchase contract because we're going to use our own purchase contract to practice some of these things today. So that takes me to the homework, and I looked at the homework, and other than continue to do your calls and your lead generating, the only one that was unique in there was to set up a script practice with somebody else. Have you had a chance to do that, to connect with somebody else here in the class to kind of work together with? Do you and Riley work together?
No, but we should. We talk about real estate all the time, but.
Well, that's the easy part, right? The
Yeah.
discipline, the hard part is,
Yeah.
let's actually take a time and practice scripts with each other. And I'm not just talking about, what do you call it, lead generating scripts, you know, that gets old necessarily. Part of what makes you feel more comfortable is that you know what to say in this instance or in that instance or whatever else, you know. Practicing answering somebody, how's the market? You know, what are you saying to that? How are you know, and what do you think the market is today? Having a conversation about that, you know. So there's just so many things you can help each other with, and it helps because it's another type of accountability, right? So if you know of anybody here that you know, you've got phone number for or anything like that, I encourage you to reach out and make a partnership with somebody, and it'll also help carry you past this class, right? Because now, of course, we've got holidays coming up, but once we're past this class in January, we're going to have the 3 contract classes. So you're going to have 3, just 1 week of classes with me and practicing writing offers and writing contracts, right?
Oh,
Which is
cool.
great. Yeah. So, you don't know about that yet? Okay, fine. So there you go. I believe it's the week of January 7th. It's after the first.
Okay.
That first. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It'll be in the mornings, and I might have to offer it in the evenings.
And that's
as well.
separate from Ignite, right? That's
Yes,
just
that
not
is-
individual?
Yes, that is, so Ignite doesn't really teach you how to write an offer,
Yeah.
right? So, and that's because offers are state specific. And so while there's elements that are the same, what the actual contract looks like is very different from state to state. So, we're gonna practice our contract, I'm gonna show you how to do it in zip forms, so that you can, and you're gonna get a little scenario, Betty Buyer. You're gonna be buying a house for Betty Buyer, and then you're gonna buy another property for somebody else, and then you're gonna list a property. And for every one of those, you're gonna have to do a CMA, figure out the price, and you're gonna have to actually send me a filled out contract for your homework. And then you're gonna learn how to e-sign it, so that you can learn how to send it for signature, which is everybody's little bugaboo is like this, the technology you're gonna have because the e-signing is difficult. No, I shouldn't say that. It's not difficult. It's just fussy. So you must pay attention and do exactly what it wants. So, we'll go through all that.
Cool.
So, in the meantime, what we're gonna talk about today is the general aspect of that, and we're gonna take some time to also look at our actual contract. You cannot learn this contract often enough. This contract is your business. It is what dictates everything that we do in escrow. It is what commits our client. And the more you know about this contract, just so you know, well, we're gonna go over it today. Why do we need to do it again in January?
Oh, yeah.
Believe me, you need it. Like I tell people, if you haven't written a contract in the last 60 days, I suggest you go practice writing one, because you will have forgotten how to write it. It is that important, because when your client's ready, you gotta know how to do this, right? So, awesome. Okay, so as usual, so have you guys been making phone calls this week? Aside from class? Anybody else?
No.
Anybody
Since
else?
last class, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna do our tracking thing again, right? So, oh my God, the pad is getting used. So, we have homework, so we have calls, or what do we call them, dials? Conversations, and referrals,
Oh, yeah.
right? Referrals, right?
I think it was appointments.
Oh, you've actually gotten down to appointments. Okay, let's do that. So how many dials did you do this?
I've had 3 since the class, and I had
Three.
actual 2 conversations.
2.
No referrals yet.
Okay, but it looks like one might lead to one.
Yeah.
Nice, you? No, okay.
4 calls, and then I met somebody right out in public,
That would be 5 well, okay, so we're gonna plus 1.
and she said she might be interested in buying some land. So,
Damn! So how many conversations did you have out of the 4 calls?
4.
4 conversations, wow, you got people.
Are
Plus 1, and then,
Are these only phone calls, or how about face to face?
no, that's what this is, right? So he talked to somebody face to face, so
All right.
I'm totally fine with
I-
whatever you do.
I've done some face to face.
So good.
Yeah.
And let's just finish you. So you got an appointment with her?
She flew off the island, but I got her information, and I might start sending her some stuff.
Okay, so it looks like you got referral / piece contact, like a lead, right?
Yeah, a lead
Awesome.
I think it's definitely a lead.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, so how many
It's
people did you talk to?
exciting.
I know, I've talked to 2 people.
2.
Yeah.
So you talked to 2, had 2 conversations.
Yes.
Anything might come out of those?
Well,
One of them a lead?
one lady wanted me to send her the app, so I did.
Mhm.
And then the other one ended up being the wife of the Keller Williams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
He's in the San Francisco Bay Area, so she was gonna have him email me his name and be like a referral, like,
Partner, yeah.
So
Partner.
is that a lead?
yeah, it's definitely.
Are they interested in buying here?
No, they're not here to
Oh.
buy. They were here at the resort where I work, and I was giving her a pedicure, and I was telling her about my life and
Gotcha,
on and on.
gotcha. So
Yeah.
that would be, you're gonna establish a referral, like we have
Uh-huh.
referral network on
Yeah.
Kelly, right?
Uh-huh.
So, you're gonna add him to your referral network,
Yeah.
which is just awesome, cause now his wife is gonna tell him, oh, she's really nice, and you get referrals.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah. So, It's a referral for potential referrals, so we
Yeah.
don't count those
Oh, okay.
cause it's not a piece of business, it's
Okay.
just, making a connection
Kinda
with
like-
somebody to get referrals, right? When that
Yes.
agent calls you and gives you a referral,
Yes,
now you got good change.
okay.
Anyway, nice job, so
Okay.
that's what is today, today is 12/11, right? I think, and now we're gonna do our classwork, so everybody have some names to call, people to call and get in touch with, and let's spend the next 15 minutes doing that. And before we're supposed to do that, we're supposed to say our affirmation, Marion.
Yes.
What is our affirmation for the day? I enjoy helping people and they welcome my call.
I
Right?
enjoy.
I enjoy helping people and they welcome my call. Again, I enjoy helping people and they welcome my call. One more time. I enjoy helping people and they welcome my call. Awesome. So that means I'm gonna call the other students.
Perfect.
Who are they and how do I find that out?
Oh, I just texted one of the girls, her name's Jays. She was here in the very beginning. I was like, hey girl, where are you going?
Yeah, Chase Richardson. Hey there. How's it going? I know. Wi-Fi here's the same as the Wi-Fi in the other office?
The password?
Yeah.
I think it's KW wireless. KW wireless exclamation point and the
Yeah,
case,
it's the
case,
same.
yeah.
Marion, you said we're gonna go over like scripts in this class, like
Yeah.
important things we should know right away.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cause I was looking through that script book and I was thinking, I was like, all right, which one of those do I need to know like immediately?
Well, in this market, you're more likely to run into a buyer than a seller. And so your buyer scripts and what gets you into, right, if you just take yourself through the process, what's a buyer gonna want? A buyer is gonna wanna know how's the market doing. Now you need to know your questions. LP Mama, right? What location are you interested in? What price range are you interested in? When are you thinking of buying, right? Learning that right there. I'm just going like, what was that?
Yeah.
LP Mama, right? So it's really handy so that you can get a sense. Sitting them down for a buyer's consultation and using that entire questionnaire, take a look at that entire questionnaire in the buyer's packet, which is part of our.
I kind of flipped through it, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it's also in the materials at the bottom of the mission thing of Ignite. There is a buyer's or buyer's intake thing. That is just the questionnaire. I find that one very handy because it's got a nice cover sheet. You can keep it separate and da-da-da. If you look at that, that's all the stuff you want to know about this buyer and how you want to connect with them. And then you tell them a little bit about what's going on here in Maui and how the market works, and we're in escrow state, and what does that mean, and how, the fact that we get into contract and then you do an inspection and learn about the condition of the property, and you have the 2 weeks to decide what's going on, and then if you don't, you get your money back and you're out. Other markets, you do the inspection first and then you make your offer. It's very weird. So there's different customs everywhere, right? So you have to kind of find out what are you used to from where you're at.
Okay.
So, and then you're showing property, right? It helps a lot to start doing open houses because you're gonna get used to showing property when you do open houses. So that's really cool. And then learning closing scripts, right? How do you determine and get this buyer to make a decision?
Is this at an appointment, like a buyer, like you're trying to
This
get
would
them
be
to
a
decide?
whole, now I'm taking you through a whole, like, if you're showing property, now
Okay.
you could be doing this for weeks,
Okay.
right? Showing various things, and they don't find something and something new comes up and say, oh, I think I got something for you here, right? Because our inventory's low, so it could take a little while to find stuff. And they come and they meet and you go, well, what do you think, right? So I'm not having any luck with the internet here, I'll call these people after. One of my favorite scripts is not a Keller Williams script, it's a Larry Kendall Ninja Selling script. And it goes, so when we're gonna go out and look at properties, you're gonna see lots of things that you like or maybe like or not like so much or whatever. And I have learned that there is no perfect property out there. Nothing is ever going to be 100%. And I know that for sure because have you ever known people who built their own house?
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, and have you gone to visit them after they've built their new house and they take you around and show you their new house and they're all proud?
Mm-hmm.
And do they ever say to you, well, this didn't quite turn out the way we wanted?
I don't think they
You
have
don't-
said that.
You don't remember that?
I guess I don't remember.
Okay.
It's-
Well, everybody that's ever done that for me, and they'll go like, this didn't exactly work out the way we wanted. Or if we had to do it over again, we would do this over here, or we would change this, or this did. It's like, even the house you build is not perfect.
Wow.
So
Good point.
for you to find like the 100%er is what I'm saying is probably not gonna happen. So in order to get to like something that could be a contender, I would suggest to you that you think about the 90, maybe even all the way down to 85%. If you find a house that meets 85% of your criteria, you should probably think about it. And you're gonna notice this as you go and look at properties and go, well, that's not it, and that's not it, and that's not it, right? Okay. Well, do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So we're gonna measure, we're gonna talk to each other about, where do you think this is at? And what happens when you set that up, when you do this with people and you go and look at properties and you go walk in and they go 60%. Let's get out of here, right? And then they walk in and they look and you go, what do you think? And they go, 85, maybe even 87, maybe even 90, honey. I'm liking this, right? And it's like a code. And now you've got this point of reference that people don't have to tell you, well, I like this about it and I like that, which you can get to. But it gives you this opportunity to connect.
I like the percentage in their head. I like that a lot.
Isn't that a cool
Yes.
script? Right.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
such a cool script.
Yeah.
It is in the book Ninja Selling. Ninja Selling is a wonderful book. Larry Kendall is a wonderful, wonderful realtor and teacher. And he's got his own classes you can go to and installations and all that sort of stuff. The system is basically the same. What the Millionaire Real Estate Agent teaches you is basically what Larry Kendall teaches you. What he says is the majority of your business is going to come out of the people you connect with, so make good connections. So he would not have you always ask for a referral or always connect on real estate. He would make sure that you have a good relationship with all these people. So he's a big proponent of a forward call. Do you remember we talked about a forward call,
Yeah.
right? Which is just making a friendly connection with someone, right? That's what's important to him. And, in that process, how's it going with you? Oh, great. Business is good. I just sold a couple of houses this last month. I'm working hard, and that's all you need to say, right? Is he gets it. Oh, that's right. You're a realtor. I forgot, Yeah, let me know anytime you know of anybody. I'm always, but he doesn't even do that. See where I'm going?
Mhm.
Smart about it, yeah.
Yeah, he does it sometimes, right? So,
Not
he-
every time.
Enough
Not
to stay
every
front of
time.
mind, yeah,
Yeah.
enough to stay front of mind.
yeah.
Top of
So
mind.
it's about the relationship. That's what he teaches. And so, ergo, this script, it's a little bit of a long story, but if you get the concept, you can do this now, what I just did, right? I only read it once,
Yeah.
right? And when I get a script, when I just go like, yes, I love that, I get it. Did you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And now I can just practice it with you once in a while over the internet. So I've certainly practiced it with people. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for, give me something that works, right?
Mhm.
Some people go like, how would you compare this house to the last one we just saw? And then they're gonna go, oh no, I like this a lot better. Okay, so if you had to buy one of these two, it would be this one. Great, we can eliminate that one. Let's stop thinking about it, right? Now, some people go like, well, I did like it, and then now they don't feel comfortable eliminating it, right? So, but that is a way to also get people to go, get closer to whittling their options down by simply saying, so we just saw 3 houses, where you do it after 2, right at the end of 2. You go, if you had to buy one of these 2 houses, which one would you buy? If you had to buy it. I'd buy neither. Okay, but if you had to buy one, which one would you buy? Okay, this one. Why? I do like this part about it, and what you're gonna get is these insights into what appealed to them, right? When there's a lot on the market, that's actually one of the most challenging things is to figure out what another person's taste is and to put our own taste aside. Like, I wouldn't buy it, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, and they love it, right? And so I gotta learn to get beyond that. And so this whittling down process is very helpful. Condos, they're also similar at certain price ranges, right? And now you're gonna go, if you had to buy one of these 2, why? What's different? Well, I really like the location in the building of this condo. Oh, okay. Has nothing to do with the condo itself, right? There's something, what is it that is important to them? So that's what you find out by showing property and helping them communicate that to you. If you just say, so what'd you think? Oh, it's great. Thanks so much for showing us all the property. They won't volunteer this necessarily.
Right,
So you've got to engage and have a way to communicate, right? So if somebody says, this is an 85, so okay, so tell me what makes it an 85. Or somebody says 70, so tell me what makes it a 70. Well, look at that, I can't live at that. Okay, you can't live at that. I could, but you can't, right? I don't know what you are until I get to know you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Then your next one is, so you got an 85 here, so how about we go write this up? We wanna make an offer? You go, wow, are you ready to make an offer? I don't know. I think we'd rather sleep on it, you know, we need to think about this. We didn't realize this was gonna happen this fast. Okay, fine. Which, by the way, is a great question early on. If you found the house that you love tomorrow, are you ready to buy, right?
Mhm.
Well, no, not me, yeah, we wanna look. Okay, so you know you've got that happening.
Is that something you would ask him, like?
In the
before-
beginning,
okay,
yeah, early on when you're asking motivation, right?
Right,
LP
right.
Mama, motivation, when are you looking, how soon do you need to buy something or wanna buy? Did you come on this trip to buy? No. Okay, that doesn't mean they want, are you
Yeah,
financially prepared to buy, right? Yeah, but we're just starting to, we do have the cash, but we're not quite ready. Well, okay, so they're able, now it's just a question of are they willing, right?
Okay.
Now you go into some closing conversations like, well, I understand, I wanna sleep on it too, so might I make a suggestion? If I sit down with you right now and take you through the contract and we fill it out so that you understand what going into contract means, you can then take that contract with you and have something to refer to and have something to sleep on. Would that be helpful to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, why don't we just sit down and do that, and then you can take it and you can decide. And then when we're done going through the contract and writing it up, I might say, do you wanna just sign it and not date it, and I'll hold on to it, and that way if you wake up tomorrow and decide to go ahead, I've already got it signed and I can submit it for you, or we don't,
That's
right?
brilliant. You're stepping them into it, you're baby stepping them.
Just, exactly.
So
But I'm
brilliant.
only doing it at a level
Right.
of comfort that
Right.
you're comfortable. If they
No
go,
risk.
no, we're not ready to sign it yet. Okay,
No
fine,
risk.
take it. I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah, I'm not that kind of person. So other people might come up with a second. Oh, come on, you can, do this. But I'm gonna try. If you're like, no, we're not ready to sign. That's great, fine. No, I'm just, take it. And I have a copy, and you can tell me in the morning how you feel, or tomorrow, or the day after.
So if it's an 85, chances are they're gonna be kind of emotional and excited about it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
and they're not
So-
gonna be saying things like, well, you've got 3 more houses that you said you wanted to show us, can we just look at those?
They do,
They
some
do.
people do.
That's what I would
Absolutely.
do. I would
Yeah,
wanna see the other
absolutely,
3.
you wanna see the whole
Yeah.
Megillah, right?
Yeah,
So now the question is, why don't we take a look at them on the internet to make sure that we might be able to eliminate them right from the pictures that they offer us?
Okay,
So
yeah.
let's take a look at that, okay? And otherwise, let me see if I can set up those appointments as quickly as possible. In this market, I have also shown you, right, if I'm talking to you about what the market is doing, I have also shown you that at the price range that you're buying, there are currently 8 units available, that's it, and we are selling 4 a month, which means that we have 2 months of inventory, which means that these are gonna sell rather quickly. So if you find one you like, the nature of our market is such that you would need to make a decision, or there's somebody behind you, right?
Mhm.
Especially on new listings. It's been on the market for 2
Yeah.
months, there's probably a reason.
Yeah.
Well, and in what you're buying, the reason could be that it's always occupied and nobody can get in to see it, right? That could be an issue. So, we can't just conclude that there's something wrong with it. So I have to set them up about the market. That is part of what I need to do, right?
Mhm.
And absorption rate in this market is important. If you're buying a $2.5 million property, we got time, baby, let's go, right? Let's go
Yeah.
spend a couple of weeks looking at things. But if you're looking at the $500,000 range, there's nothing there.
Is there an average days on market for the $2 million, $2.5 million?
You can, so how do you figure that
No,
out?
well, I guess you'd have to just average them.
No,
Days on market.
you go into
Okay.
MLS,
Yeah,
you put in active,
yeah,
pending, and sold, and you go for 6 months, sold, and you put a price range, and you go 2 million and above. And you put an area, Wailea and McKenna, and it'll tell you, we have sold 14 in the last 6 months, and there are 80 on market. So, if you've sold 14 in the last 6 months, that's 2 1/3 per month,
15%.
right? And you have 80 on the market.
Yeah.
How many months is it gonna take to sell at 2.5 per month? 80. 40 months, right? Or 35 months. It's 3 years of inventory.
Oh, wow.
Do you see where I'm
You
going?
can-
You
yeah.
can do this. This is how you
Yeah.
research the market.
All right.
This is what you need to do. You wanna learn about a market?
Yeah, I
You wanna
wanna
learn
know.
about Kula?
Yeah, I wanna know that.
Yeah, you wanna learn about Kula in this price range versus that price range?
Yeah.
That's all you do. You go in there. Sometimes you have to go in and average over a year, cause there are not enough sales in
Right.
6 months. But, you can then calculate it.
And
You-
well, that way you're not manipulating them, but you're telling them the facts. The average
Hey, hi.
Sorry for that.
house
That's all right.
in Kula stays on
So
the market.
let me just stop you right there, cause
Yeah.
I don't like the word manipulate. I don't manipulate people.
No, but I mean.
No, I need you to get that out of your thought process that you would even go there to
Okay.
manipulate
I'm
them.
sorry, that was the wrong word.
Yeah, okay, but do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
I'm not picking
But
on you, I just
no,
want
but-
everybody to know, I can't make you buy a house.
No, but
I can't.
what I'm trying to get to.
You're helping.
Yeah,
Is if
Yeah,
I can
it's
give them
okay.
factual numbers, the average house in Kula stays on the market this long, at this price range, blah, blah, blah. Then they have a reasonable sense of urgency, or not, right?
yeah, and is that
Right.
your job?
Right, exactly, that's.
So
what
that's
I-
your job, it's not if I can, I must.
Well, absolutely.
That's what I must do,
Yeah,
right? Because if you don't tell people that there's an urgency in this market and that's
Yeah.
what's going on, you're doing a disservice. On the other hand, if the market is flooded with listings and buyers aren't buying and it's slow, you need to say, we do have time here. I can't guarantee you that a popular house or house in great condition isn't gonna sell fast, but it's not likely in this market. That's our job, is to tell people
Mhm.
what the market is doing exactly.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you need to just figure, you're gonna go look at this price range, you go in there and put in the price range and you see, what's it doing in Kihei at 500,000, what's it doing in Kula at 2 million, what's it doing in Lahaina at, 800,000, right? You can just go in there and search that,
Mhm.
and it's real easy to do, and then you just figure it out. If we've sold 10 in the last 6 months, that is how many a month? 1.75. And there's 20 on the market, how many months of inventory is there?
there's how many on the market?
20. So it's 20 divided by 1.75.
9.
Make it 2, that's 10 months, right?
Mhm.
And it's a little more than 10 months because it was 1.75, not 2. So you just use your calculator and you do the thing. Oh, well, we've got 12 months of inventory in this price range. Right? It's a great tool, absorption rate. How quickly is the market absorbing the inventory? And therefore, what's that mean to us, right? How does that impact us?
But can I say something?
Yeah.
What about when we had that crash in real estate, and then the Canadians came in and bought up a lot of our properties? That was like a whole unforeseen market shift, right? Suddenly we have all these buyers that we weren't expecting that were buying.
Okay,
Did
those
that
are,
impact the market, in real estate, did that
so those
impact-
two things
Yeah.
did not go together like that.
Okay.
So who bought up the market when the market was low was industrial buyers who were able to just scoop it up. Here, we didn't see so much of that. Here, what bought up the market is all the people